Hello, my name is Louise and welcome to Adventures with Yarn. This is my knitting and crochet podcast in which I talk about my knitting and crochet. Thank you so much for joining me. If you are new to the podcast, thank you so much for taking the time to come check me out. And if you are already a subscriber, welcome back. As always, if you like what you see, be sure to hit the thumbs up button and subscribe. You can find me on Instagram at Adventures with Yarn. And you can find me on my website, adventureswithyarn.com, in which you can sign up, create a profile. It's basically a free social media platform for crafters. It is that website that I am also hosting my Frozen Knitalong, so you can go there, sign up, and be eligible to win lots of cool prizes. All right, I hope you guys are doing well. I hope you guys are staying safe and healthy. You can see I am back in my yarn barn. Yes, my husband and I are recovered from COVID-19. It's very much a relief. It is so much of a relief. But my prayers and thoughts still go out to anyone else who is still fighting this virus. I know we are all feeling the effects in some way or another. But like I said, I hope you guys are doing well. Be sure to be washing your hands, not touching your face as best you can, all that kind of good stuff. I have even got to return to work at my day job, which is as a nurse at a hospital. Wow, things are different. I was out of work for almost 3 weeks because of my husband's diagnosis with COVID and then my diagnosis with COVID, and things have changed. What a world. This is definitely, unlike anything I've ever seen in my nursing career or my lifetime. But, I think that, we are gonna get through this. Anyways, I hope that I can bring just a little bit of life and joy to your life with this podcast. We are going to be talking about some of the projects I'm working on. I have several works in progress. I don't have any finished objects for this episode, but I am going to frog something here on this episode, and we'll share in that together. And then what's super exciting is that I'm going to be showing you the prizes for the Frozen Knitalong. Yes, as I had put them away, I had tucked them away, not really having contact with them, especially while I was sick, while my husband was sick, but we are better. We are past the 72-hour mark. We are free from quarantine. We're allowed to be out in public. Like I said, I'm allowed to be back in the hospital working with patients. So I'm excited to show you guys this. All right, let's get into it, shall we? So, works in progress. I have some lovely yarn, hand dyed by Wallflower Gal Fibers, which is Amanda. She's also known as Yarnanigans on Instagram, but she has her Etsy shop, Wallflower Gal Fibers, and it is her that we have, I have collaborated with for the Frozen Knitalong. Oh my gosh, you guys, look at this. How cute. She dyed up this self-striping yarn, and it is called Royalty, and I love it. I am basically making a very basic sock. This is a basic sock recipe pattern by Espace Tricot. I believe it's called Scrumptious Stripes. And how fun. I think just a basic vanilla sock will really highlights the yarn and the stripes, and you don't have to worry about any textures or anything in the pattern. I basically want to wear these on my feet for the color on this yarn. I do believe you could still buy this yarn. She has some pre-orders up for a while, so be sure to check out her Etsy shop, Wallflower Gal Fibers. And her yarn comes with these stitch markers. So I have this little beaded stitch marker here. So taking part of my own Frozen Knitalong, I am making these self-striping socks, and I cannot wait to wear these. So lots of fun there. Basically a 2x2 ribbed cuff, just straight stockinette stitch for the leg. I don't remember the type of heel that this pattern calls for. And I have thought about what I'm gonna do for the heel. I think I'm just gonna go ahead and keep on using this yarn. I think, you know, I've seen other people use a coordinated mini. I didn't think to get a coordinated mini with this particular one. My coordinated mini that I do have for my Wallflower Gal fibers is going to go with my other yarn, which I'll show you that real quick. My other yarn, and which is also available in the Wallflower Gal Fibers shop, is this gorgeous color here. It comes, you can get it in a sock set with a mini, and there are a few different color choices. This colorway is called Sisters, and it also has a stitch marker, little bead sticking out right there. You can see. I haven't caked this up yet, but I'm really excited to see what it's gonna look like caked up, and I'm not sure which sock pattern I'm going to make with this. Our knit-along goes until May 4th. If I do the math, I might see if the next Sock Madness pattern will be out in time for me to make it with this. We will see, but otherwise, I mean, there's no shortage of sock patterns online. And if you've been watching the podcast for a while, I'm like obsessed with knitting socks. I want to knit all the socks. So this will definitely be made into a beautiful, beautiful pair of socks. So Wallflower Gal Fibers. If you use the Wallflower Gal Fibers yarn, you do get extra chances to win in the Frozen Knitalong. So keep that in mind, but you don't have to. But if you do, you have more chances of winning. So get your hands on that. Woo! All right, my next project is something that is a pattern from the Sock Madness. If you're unfamiliar, Sock Madness is a sock knitting competition on Ravelry. With all that was going on, I was able to qualify, but did not make it past the first round. I showed you guys the sock I made for the first round last episode, and it was stranded colorwork. It was gorgeous, it was beautiful, but it didn't fit over my heel onto my foot. So, excuse me, I don't know if I'm going to give it away to someone like with really skinny legs, or if I'm going to frog back the entire sock to keep the yarn, because the yarn was really, really pretty. And that was Zoe of Felicity Yarn Studios. Her yarn, it was so pretty. So I definitely will not be putting it to waste. Because I qualified for a team in Sock Madness, I get access to the patterns as they're released for the rounds. I don't get to compete anymore, but I do get the patterns. So the next pattern that came out is what I'm working on, although I have modified it a bit. So this is my progress so far on the pattern called Braid-A-Lot. And there are a lot of braids here. So look at these cables. How fun is this? This is also tying into the Frozen Knitalong, because ever since I laid eyes on this yarn, I just thought Elsa and Frozen. Look at this yarn. I don't know if you can tell, but it is sparkly. You can see that sparkle, shine, shimmer there. And I also am using this pink that also has some sparkle to it. It's kind of hard to see on the camera, but I've modified this pattern. It had the ribbing on the cuff, and then it has this Latvian braid, which is a technique I've never done before in my life until now. It looked really intimidating, but as with all the new techniques so far on Sock Madness, it was intimidating until I just did it, and it was okay. And I learned from it. But the actual pattern calls for this Latvian braid, and then this section, probably about this wide of the progress I've done, of some stranded work with a pattern that was separate. So basically, I decided to do a contrast color for the cuff, and then I'll do a contrasting color for the toe. The actual pattern calls for the contrast to be within this space that they made. So it's the main color for the cuff, the main color for the whole rest of the foot, and then there's this contrast color. There's two Latvian braids, one here and one down here, made with the main color and the contrast color. And then in that panel there is like a third contrasting color, and those two contrasting colors have kind of a pattern. I wasn't really digging it. I didn't quite see a third color working into this. So, and especially since I'm not actually competing, I don't have to have the pattern specifically to the specifications that they require. So I decided that I would just do the Latvian braid and then right on into the pattern of the leg here. And this has been really fun so far. Yes, it is cables quite a bit. And this really cool braided cable here, and then some others there. I've already pretty much memorized the pattern so far, and I'm digging it and I'm liking it. So that is really fun. I've got all these stitch markers here that are separating the charts that I'm going off of, so I can just be sure to keep track of what's what. These are just really fun. I got all of these from the stitch marker advent calendar by Hook and Light that I had last Christmas, and this one I do believe came off of some yarn from the mini skein advent calendar that I had gotten by Stew Yarns from Russia. Let's see if I can show you that little snowflake there. Really cute. So yes, lots of fun. I'm also putting this in as part of the Frozen Knitalong, just because I'm telling you. Oh, I forgot to tell you, this yarn was actually given to me. This yarn was actually given to me by my very first fiber share partner. When was it? Had to have been around Christmas time, because we had the theme of the Christmas ornament too. And I do have a tag for this yarn. So this yarn, the brand is Miss Babs. The base is Estrelita. And the colorway is World in a Book. I just love it, and I'm so glad to find the perfect pattern for it. And the pink up here is Knit Picks Stroll Glimmer in the color Blush. So much fun. So much fun. So that is one of the other projects I've been working on. The next project, oh, I should have brought the book. So this is a pattern I'm actually working on out of a book. And of course I can't remember the name of the book. I'll put the name of the book down below. But I decided I needed a little bit of a change, a little bit of something different. And I started knitting a plushie. It's not finished, but I started knitting this little stuffed animal, if you will. This guy is going to be for my husband, and it's supposed to be a little monster. I will be knitting him another leg, and then he's got two little arms to sew onto him. He originally had, you know, circles for eyes and a big old mouth with like teeth, like he was like roaring. But I decided that this guy is going to be my husband's own little personal COVID mascot. And see, he has X's in his eyes because he's dead. He's been beaten, because my husband has beaten COVID-19. He has recovered. So he does not know that this is for him. I don't even know if he's actually seen too closely what I've been working on. He briefly asked once, so hey, what are you doing over there? And I was just like, don't worry about it. Just don't worry about it. is a surprise. Just don't even. I did put a little positive on the back. Also, just in case I want to make a few of these, maybe for myself and anyone else I know that may have been tested, and I could give them a little positive or a negative, and have their own little mascot, just kind of like a keepsake to remember what we've all gone through, and just have a little something to look back on, a little something fun. So basically this is just yarn from my stash. It is yarn that doesn't have a label on it, but I'm sure it is probably Red Heart. It is just your bargain yarn Red Heart yarn, worsted weight, and I'm knitting on double pointed needles in the round. I am going to be picking up stitches for the other leg, knitting the other leg, and I'm filling it with polyfill. This is a kind of project I haven't done for a little bit, but I do enjoy making. So I don't know, maybe we'll have to think of a name for him. Let me know if you have any ideas. So yeah, that's our little COVID monster, and hopefully I should have the name of the book. I'm getting this pattern out of a book about, like, it's a book of other little monsters, other little knitted monsters and such. Oh, and by the way, he had that circular mouth with the teeth, but you know, crafting supplies a little harder to come by right now, and I didn't have the felt on hand, so I just used worsted weight yarn to put the X's in the eyes, and then just some embroidery floss or DMC, like cross stitch floss, for his mouth, and try to just kind of go off of like a kawaii facial expression for someone who is dead, because he is a dead coronavirus. Anyways, so that's that. The next and final knitting project I'm going to show you is what happened to my Luminary Socks. So if you had seen last week's episode, I was working away on these Luminary Socks, which, by the way, are gorgeous. This yarn is by Biff Sugar Yarns. It is the colorway Courage and Kindness. And this pattern is a Luminary Sock by Helen Stewart of Curious Handmade as part of the Handmade Sock Society. And then I had a contrasting color for the heel and toes, this deep, beautiful blue that was part of my Advent mini skiing calendar. So I had an oopsie. I got all the way to the gusset. I had finished the heel, was going onto the gusset, and I realized that my panel was lopsided. It was not even. You can kind of see if I face the heel completely straight, see the pattern is kind of cockeyed. And I didn't know, like, what on earth happened? And then I realized. So I cast on the size large at 72, let me see here. I think, yes, I cast on 72 stitches for size large. Some of Helen's patterns seemed to run a little snug, and I just wanted to be sure it was plenty comfortable. So I cast on 72 stitches, but then I took screenshots of the pattern as I normally do, so that I have it in my phone. I don't have to like re-download the pattern from Ravelry all the time. But I took screenshots of the size medium. So even though I cast on 72 stitches, I was knitting as if I only had 64 stitches and just not noticing, because I would, you know, make so many stitches at first, do the panel pattern, and then just knit to the end of the round. Just not ever noticing that that was not right. So, too bad, so sad, but I'm just gonna rip it back and start it over again later, right? So that it's not all cockeyed and funny. But I thought maybe you guys could join me for this. So here we have the heel, and we have where I had started knitting beyond the heel until I realized that was not right. And I got 2 ends here. So here we go. Here it goes. We're pulling it out, and for it to be rewound at a later time. Ooh. Here we go, here we go. All right, that is the last of the contrasting color. Here we are. I don't know that I've ever ripped back this much of a sock, but we will just rip it back to the cuff because I want this sock to be perfect. Sometimes there are times where I don't care so much, I don't mind so much, I think, you know, oh, whatever, we'll just deal with it. But you know what? These socks are in remembrance of my dearest mother-in-law who passed away. These socks are beautiful and pretty and gorgeous, and I want to get the full benefit of their beauty. So I surely hope that this is entertaining and not making anyone sick to their stomach or anxious. But you know what? It is, that's fine. Just rip it all back. It's all good. It'll be recovered, and I'll have the yarn, and I'll have what I want, and I have the time to do it eventually. Well, maybe we'll just leave it there. So there we go. Okay, I'm gonna try to put those nice and neatly to the side so that they don't get tangled. So that is my knitting for the week. I want to show you now the prizes for the Frozen Knitalong. So you can find out more about the Frozen Knitalong on the Adventures with Yarn website, which I have mentioned before is a free social platform for crafters. Once you log on, you can create a profile, you can look at groups. There is an Adventures with Yarn podcast group, and within that podcast group we have threads and discussions, and you can look at them to find all the exact rules and details for this knit-along. There's different ways to play, different ways to earn points, and then basically each point will count as kind of like a raffle ticket, if you will. Every point gets you your name, I would say in a hat, but it's going to be more like an app, the randomizing app. And then you will have a chance to win these prizes. So let me show you these prizes. We have this beautiful, beautiful project bag. This is by Kathy of Poodle Knits. She has an Etsy shop called Poodle Knits, and she makes these beautiful, beautiful bags. Basically, all my prizes have been handmade by crafters on Etsy, except for a few, which I'll show you and you'll know obviously, but I reach out to makers on Etsy, and so all of these prizes I'm showing you, you can find similar ones on Etsy. I told them what our theme was, and this is what they were able to come up with. So how pretty is this? You have this kind of batik looking fabric on the bottom and this beautiful landscape with the deer. Wish I could just keep this. I can't wait to give this away to someone. We have the inside lining here, and as with all of Kathy's bags, they are lined, and they have a some padding in here too, so it gives it a bit of a sturdy build. This is a zipper top, and you have this this strap here that you could take on and off if you wanted. So we have that bag. That is one prize that you could win, and you could certainly win multiple prizes. Each of these prizes, except for the Samantha prize, we'll just be drawing the names out of the theoretical hat, and your name will be in that hat as many times as the amount of points that you've earned. You earn points by posting on Instagram using the hashtag Frozen Cal, or for even more points, the hashtag Wallflower Gal Fibers. You earn points by using Wallflower Gal Fibers. You earn points by posting in the chatter thread on the website. If you're using a technique that's new to you, kind of like you're going into the unknown, all that kind of stuff. So this is a lot of fun, and I love giving away free prizes, so make sure you guys sign up. Anyways, okay, this next one is from Tiny Bee Cards, Etsy, Etsy, and it is a sticker. Get Yeti for this. Super, super cute. So that will be available. We have another bag. I'm gonna take out the business card out of it. But this bag comes to us from JD Studios. And we've got lots of snowflakes here. Now this bag is smaller. You could use it as a notions bag. The front panel here is see-through. This could hold a small cross-stitch project. And we have here her business card, JD Studios on Etsy. Let's stick that in there. Very, very cute. Very, very cute bag. Kind of Christmassy, snowflakey. It's very cute. We have something in this little box from Gallery in the Garden. And these are little gift tag packets. There are 4 of them. And basically they have care instructions. So you, like, if you make something for somebody, handmade, knit something for somebody, she has some floss here that you can use to tie it onto your project. And a sticker. It's hard to see the sticker behind it, but there's a sticker that says handmade and by me. And here you can put the care instructions, and it's got a little card on top of that. Basically, so these, oh, there's several in here. So there's a lot. Oh, 5 care instruction tags with twine. So I've got 4 of these little packets. Each packet has the supplies for 5 care instruction tags that you can put on your gift knits. Super, super cute. So those will be split up. The winners will be drawn one at a time, so you could have a pretty good chance of winning one of those. Okay. These next ones are pretty cool. So let me pull up the... Okay, so these are some hair bows. Whoa! Look at those! Isn't that awesome? Some Frozen themed hair bows by Vix Design, and that is VIXX Designs. Or you can find her on Instagram at Vix Designs Bows. So some super cute bows. I could see you guys really rocking these, or if you had any little grandkids that would love to wear these in their hair, I'm going to give these away as a set. So that is those. Next, we have some stitch markers and progress keepers from Bump on a Hill. And if you recall, she also donated some beautiful stitch markers and such in our previous podcast. I haven't quite decided how I'm gonna split these up yet, but these are so pretty. Oh my gosh, there's a few of them. So we have a little globe that kind of looks like it has sand, salt, some beautiful blue material inside of it. There is this beautiful frozen blue colored crab progress keeper. And this has the, with the lobster clasp, as did the one with the little globe. Another progress keeper with a lobster clasp is Elsa. How cute is that? Sorry, don't mind my dry hands. I've been back to work, washing my hands a million times. All right, some more Bump on the Hill progress keepers. Stitch markers here is a little set of 5 beaded stitch markers. So pretty. Those frozen blue ice colors. So pretty. There are those. Some more stitch markers from Bump on a Hill. A little bit different, but still those beautiful, beautiful ice blue colors there. And lastly, from Bump on a Hill, we have a set of snowflake stitch markers. How cute! I just love them. They're so cute. Can I like enter into this myself? Can I please win some of these prizes? I mean, I love giving away these free prizes to you guys. Sometimes, okay, yes, I'm getting a little bit jealous, especially of this next one, you guys. Oh my gosh. Okay, this next one is a new donor. This person has not previously donated, but I reached out to them on Instagram. You may know them, Scrumptious Doodle on Instagram and on their website. Okay, brace yourself. These are really pretty. This is a frozen cupcake stitch marker. Oh my gosh, it's so cute. Oh, look at that. Oh my gosh, you got this big old progress keeper. This cupcake, slight blue, and this little frozen snowflake sticking on it. Again, I have not quite decided if I'm going to split it up, but I probably will. I probably will have these as 2 separate prizes. But you could win a necklace of that. Oh my gosh, it's so pretty. Oh my gosh, so it has this chain on it. Let's see if I can't get this going here. Oh, it's so pretty. It's so cool. So that is one of the other prizes. Super cute. Oh my gosh, it makes me just want to eat it. Just want to take a bite out of it. So that is a necklace here. And that is from Scrumptious Doodle. And then that concludes the handmade prizes by the Etsy donors. Then the unhandmade prizes have been donated by me to give away to you. We have 2 separate Sven Beanie Babies to give. And, I mean, are these not so cute? I would say Sven might be one of my favorite characters, if not the favorite, my favorite character of Frozen. And then there is a special, like I mentioned, there's a special Samantha prize that's going to be given away to a random winner in the chat thread, in the Frozen chat thread. Oh my god. And, sorry, I'm really trying not to touch my face, but I got hair in my mouth. Oh. Okay, I'm so sorry. An Olaf, you guys. So, a random winner from the chat thread is going to get Olaf. And that is the Samantha prize. You guys, I really like Frozen and Frozen 2. I don't know if I've told you before, but I just had a birthday in January and I'm a grown woman. Okay, I'm a grown woman without kids. I got me and my friends a Frozen birthday cake, and I thought it'd be hilarious to, instead of having to say happy birthday Louise, I told them to write happy birthday Samantha. and they had no clue. They didn't, you know, for all they knew I had a daughter named Samantha. But let me tell you, me and my husband and my friends got a real good chuckle out of that. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, then you need to watch Frozen 2. And it is on Disney Plus already, like early release. So those are the prizes. So much fun, so much fun. So you guys need to make sure to sign up on adventureswithyarn.com. Let me know if you have any issues or problems. It is a fairly new website, but we have upgraded it. It has a lot more speed than it used to. You can post pictures. There's also a place to post your pictures of projects you're working on for this knit-along in the threads. I just really find that it's a website that's a lot more modern than Ravelry. It doesn't have the pattern database, but it is much more modern, and the chats and the threads are just more just easier to navigate, and I like them. And you can like insert these GIFs really easily. You can insert pictures. You don't have to pay a yearly subscription to post pictures like you do on Ravelry. Check it out. Let me know what you think. All right, guys, that is it for today. Thank you so much for joining me. Again, I hope you guys are staying well and healthy, and come join my knit along. Have some fun. All right, guys, if you like what you see, be sure to hit that thumbs up button and subscribe. All right, I'll see you guys next time. Bye.